At Juliano's, we treat everyone like family from Italy.
Juliano's is an Italian restaurant and pizzeria located in Robinson Township, Pennsylvania. I got to sit down with the owner so that I could learn more about his business. First, he told me a bit about himself and then went into the origin story of Juliano's restaurant.
My name is Nick Scalise. I'm officially the president and the general manager for Juliano's restaurant. I try to lead the restaurant in the direction that our family dream was 42 years ago, and that is to keep it growing, keep it thriving, and helping the people around us. So I handle all the business end of it, all the marketing, the advertisement. I oversee that, and the daily operations to make sure that everybody's keeping with our standards. Many years ago, my father, we'll say in the 60s and 70s, early 70s, he had an ice cream truck. That was his first business. And I used to go with him as a young lad to the Oakland, Greenfield area, helping him serve ice cream. And then as we were spending a lot of time together, he mentioned, it'd be nice to have a restaurant someday. I said, yeah, that would be great, Dad. A father and son discussion. I said, well, he said, if I do open it, would you work with me on it? He says, that's my promise. I would do that. So that was our dream. That was both of our dreams. So we were building the restaurant. I was at the University of Pittsburgh, went through the ROTC program. So here I was, made a promise to him that we would open a restaurant. I was thinking I would graduate and work the business. But then I fell in love with the Air Force ROTC and the career and opportunity to provide for me to serve my country. So I went to my father and I said, I really would love to do that. My father, being the encourager that he was, says, no, go ahead and do that. I'll run this restaurant. After 4 years, the business kept growing. I was in the military, and then I made the decision to come home, work with him, and build the business together. So we started out as an ice cream place. But then I said, well, if I come home, he says, we're going to make it an Italian restaurant. If he agreed, then him and I would have been partners. So that was in 1982. And since that time, Juliano's has evolved, grown to being an ice cream place, more of a fast food place, to a full-scale Italian restaurant.
Next, I asked Mr. Scalise about how Juliano's has evolved over time, as well as how his recipes were developed.
You always have to be attuned to the customer's needs. At that time, there were only 2 or 3 restaurants in the area. So what we did, people accepted because this is all you had. But then as the competition grew, we knew we had to up our game. I says, okay, what do we do better than anyone else? Number one is we have my mother's Italian recipes from Southern Italy that when we'd have family gatherings or we would have specials here at the restaurant, people would rave. I said, wait a minute, we might have something here. Rather than doing what everybody else does, serving hamburgers, hot dogs, ice cream and such, how about if we just separate ourselves, make it an Italian restaurant, bring in the best pizza, set our goals, bringing good Italian Southern dishes to Julian, and call this place a different name so that it would reflect the type of food that we were going to be giving, Italian. That's how the name Juliano's came about. The recipes are genuine Italian recipes. My mother loved to cook. She's staying in a home now, but she always checks on us. Hi, how's the restaurant doing? How's my lasagna? They make it. Hey, they put too much sauce over here. Hey, they put it. She tastes it and says, this is not as good as I make it. So she would still keep us in line to making sure that the standards were high. In 1987, we had our first big break when we entered a pizza contest and we won the best pizza in Pittsburgh contest given here. And then from then on, our reputation finally was known in Pittsburgh and on the map of Robinson, and things took off from there.
Lastly, Mr. Scalise talked to me about how Juliano's has been able to build and maintain such a strong relationship with its customers and community over the years.
So when people order from us, they can be assured that we're going to give our best efforts to keeping this place safe, clean, giving them food that they would most likely get if they would come to our home. And if we don't get it right and we make a mistake, they're always amazed. Well, I didn't expect the owner to give me a call. That's the way we operate here. It's my reputation, my name. So how can we make this right? And then we do. We try to make it right and try not to make the same mistake twice. I made this statement, a mini mission statement to our customers so they could see what we're about. So it says, my pizza and pasta doesn't change with the mood of the economy. We've been in business for, I'll say, 42 plus years because we provide you things you can't get down the street. Always have, always will. And I absolutely refuse to break your trust and will not, highlighted that, skimp on the quality or the quantity just to save $1. You have my promise. So that's me now as the owner, and that's recognizing my father, who was the original. That's our philosophy, why we're uniquely different. So it's not just the quality, but the people trust us. They know that we put our whole heart, mind, and soul into the food and products, and we're not here just to make the dollar. We're here to bring out the best quality. So that's what we try to instill within our community, that we're part of this community. We make great food. We're trying to make a living like anybody else. But in the meantime, we have a social responsibility that you've entrusted your young siblings, your own kids to work here. So they expect us to treat them like they would at home. I printed out something, and it's Juliano's former employees and where are they now. So we take great pride. 42 years, we feel like we've raised other people's families as well, help them raise their kids or young people. For instance, like this Amanda person, she's now a registered nurse. I have Jason Seeds, who's a pharmacist. So we take pride that the skills that they've learned here has carried them over to their jobs so that they can become successful as well. And that makes us feel good. So we realized over the years that food is one element, but the other part that separates us, we like to think, is we have a responsibility with our name, Juliano's, Scalise, given to everybody, that we want to connect in people's lives in many, many different ways. And hopefully we'll get through this pandemic together. I think it's because of my customers and my friends, and that's actually helped keep us together, surviving through this very difficult time. And I think what's gone through and what's happening with this pandemic, I think the ultimate lesson of that, we're all going through a tough time, but things become better, and when you become stronger and you've gone through crises like that, this is what it's going to make or break you. So if you have that right foundation and the right attitude, you know that this is just one more bump in the road and you overcome that. That's what life's challenges is all about.
All in all, Juliano's is a fantastic restaurant, offering delivery, in-store pickup, a family-oriented dining room, and even event catering. It is located on Steubenville Pike in Robinson Township, PA, just a mile from the I-79 junction. If you would like to learn more, visit julianosonline.com. Juliano's has been in business for 42 years. Yet, through the ups and downs, Nick acknowledges that the success of the business has been due in large part to his strong family support, starting with Roseanne, Nick's wife of 25 years, and who is currently running the catering department. Also his two sons, Guy and Nico, his mother Grace, and his sister Nancy. And let's not forget Guy, the original founder, Italian immigrant, and visionary. His dream is now the family dream, to approach work with a deep spiritual faith and commitment, to make an outstanding product from authentic recipes, and to always treat everyone like family from Italy.